All right, good morning, guys. This will be starting a new unit today. Should start off with the do now question. In your own words, explain what you think the term abnormal means and provide some examples of it. So this may be, more than likely you guys have heard this term in some former context. Maybe you didn't know exactly what it means, but you're somewhat familiar with it in some kind of way. So abnormal simply refers to something that is not normal. Normal, abnormal. So when we say the word normal, I mean, everybody kind of has their own definition. Oh, this is the normal thing to do. Oh, this is a normal kind of person. This is a normal food to eat, whatever it may be. And so abnormal is simply just something that's apart from that. It's different than the normal thing to do. And as I'm sure many of you are aware, what's normal at one place may be abnormal in another place. It is a normal thing to do in my house to sit down and eat dinner at, say, 6 o'clock. Oh, that would be abnormal when somebody else's, they sit down and have dinner like 7 o'clock or 4 o'clock, whatever it may be. So it can involve something very simple like that, or it can involve something much more, complex and more, complicated. But we won't get into that right now. So whatever you guys have, make sure you have about 45 sentences, get it written down. So today, we're going to start, like I said, a new unit, and we'll discuss something known as deviance and deviant behavior. So we've talked about lots of different aspects concerning psychology. Now we're going to start getting into, people that do things that kind of affect society in a negative way. Whether it be something simple and small, like just small abnormal behavior, or deviant behaviors we'll get to in just a minute, or something that's, it actually causes concern for health and safety. So we're going to get into that just a little bit today and kind of go from there. So first off, top of the page, the 3 criteria of abnormal behavior. So, like I said, this could be something very simple or something very, complex and something with a lot bigger consequences. So, abnormal behavior, first one is it has to be deviant behavior. It has to be some kind of deviance. So, behavior that deviates from what is acceptable in a culture and violates social norms. So, if it's abnormal behavior, it has to be deviant behavior. It has to go against whatever established social norms there are. So, for whatever reason, this could be something as simple as, it is deviant to, in a restaurant, to yell at people across the restaurant. Certain setting, it's socially acceptable to remain, kind of an inside voice type thing, and it's not really socially acceptable to be screaming at somebody. And, people might ask you to leave, and, it causes a whole situation. So it'd be something as simple as that, or it could be like, it is deviant behavior to kill somebody, because, it's a bit more of an extreme, because we don't see that as an acceptable thing to do in society, or at least this society. And so, once again, it's considered deviant behavior. Number 2, must be something called maladaptive. Behavior that interferes with one's ability to function effectively in the world and can lead to being a danger to themselves or those around them. So, maladaptive, meaning that, it's this behavior, this, what I'm doing is preventing me from being able to go to my job, to do what I'm supposed to do, to take care of my family, whatever it may be. And so, it's basically getting in the way of me being a person, being a contributing member of society or whatnot. And yes, it says down here, it can get to the point where, this behavior is causing me to, become a danger to myself. I might end up hurting myself or hurting somebody around me, whether it be intentionally or unintentionally. And so, think of something as simple as, it's deviant behavior if I don't look both ways before I cross the street. And if I don't do that, it can be a harm to myself because I get hit by the car, or it can be a harm to that person driving because they could hit me or swerve off the road and hurt themselves. So, maladaptive, just meaning, it's not allowing me to pursue my normal pursuits or goals or just daily activities, and affecting those around me as well. Number 3, when we have personally distressful. So, a person finds their behavior is troubling and can fill them with intense shame, guilt, and despair, regardless of those around them notice. So, this last one's it's a very, very personal one. So not only am I doing these things, am I affecting those around me, but I also start to feel, hey, this is bad, this is wrong. I don't, this isn't a good thing. I mean, whether I'm choosing, constantly choosing to make these choices, or whether it's something else at work. Like I cannot control like what I say or what I do on a certain level. And so I feel bad about it. And, even though I don't want to do it, for whatever reason, it still happens. So this, it's kind of like I said, it's a very personal feeling. Hey, this is bad. This isn't good, whatever it may be. So once again, 3 criteria of abnormal behavior: deviance, maladaptive or maladaptivity, if you want to get to that. And then it has to be personally distressful as well. So make sure you get these down. I'll step aside for just a second, let you take a look. All right, now flip this over. Got a little bit more to do. So trying to hit my DVD collection. Maybe. I am. Bear with me. There we go. All right, a couple more points to make. Fix the light in there. There we go. All right, so these aren't definitions or anything, more bullet points, just things to consider, but worth writing down at the same time. Just a little bit. There we go. All right, so abnormal behavior is entirely subjective and dependent on the surrounding culture and context. So once again, it's entirely subjective. What this means is there's not a universal decided upon measure for abnormal behavior. Like I said, what's abnormal in one place or in one context is going to be normal in another. Just as different as, hey, these are the rules in my house, and then these are the rules in your house. This is the normal thing to do here. This is not the normal thing to do here, whatever it may be. So it would be something very simple, or it would be something much more, complex and has much more serious consequences. But at the end of the day, it's entirely subjective. And so it's going to change place to place. And just being aware of that when you are trying to understand why this person is doing what they're doing. Oh, this person's behaving, this person's being crazy, they're doing this. Well, no, what they might actually be doing is, hey, they're used to doing that in their house or in their culture or their context. And so we have to take that into consideration when we're trying to figure out, hey, is there something wrong with this person? And then it kind of gets into the second point here. Does the person have a psychological disorder and something that needs to be addressed and treated, or do they simply deviate? Because you can be deviant and do deviant things, but there may not necessarily be anything wrong with you. It's not it's not necessarily be a bad thing. It's not illegal to go out and on a sidewalk and just start eating glue for whatever reason. It's people might look at you funny and might kind of shy away from you, but it's not like, okay, you're going to be arrested for doing so. So once again, the person have a psychological disorder, or they simply deviate. So having to keep that in mind, especially when we're talking about human beings, because people will have all different backgrounds, all different environments they're from, different cultures, different countries, whatever it may be. We have to take that into consideration when we're trying to make our determinations. And lastly, when we are trying to figure out, okay, what is the cause of the behavior of the way they're thinking? Is there some kind of biological cause? Does it have to do with the chemical balance in their bodies? Is there something out of whack there? Is it psychological? Is it more, the mental process they go on? Is it sociocultural? Okay, are they behaving the way they are? Are they deviating because of just simply a cultural difference? Or, most fun one to say, biopsychosocial. Is it literally a combination of all 3 of these things? Which sometimes it may very well be. So, once again, just taking all these things into consideration when we're trying to determine, hey, this person's behaving erratically. Hey, they're not doing the right thing. And trying to understand, okay, why are they doing that? Why are they thinking the way they're thinking? So, down at the bottom, quick YouTube clip. Go ahead and pause this. Watch that quick. We'll get back to it in just a second. All right, so that's it for the notes. On a separate sheet, be an exit slip for the day. In your opinion, where do you think society needs to draw the line between having a psychological disorder and just being different? Because I know we can all think of somebody who may have maybe something that may be mild. Maybe somebody has maybe mild severe ADHD or OCD, whatever it may be. And so, where do you think we should draw the line between, hey, this is something that needs to be treated. This is something that needs to be addressed for this person's safety and their health and their well-being. Or, okay, this person is just being different. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just thinking differently. They're looking at things differently. So just kind of you personally, where do you kind of draw that line and kind of explain why? So if you guys have any questions, shoot me something in the comment section below or shoot me an email. If not, I'll see you guys next time.